Hey guys, it's Asasia, the People's Midwife, and I'm here to talk to you about some foods and supplements that I think you would benefit from in your third trimester. So if you're not pregnant yet, or you haven't gotten to your third trimester, that would be the last 3 months of your pregnancy. And if we're measuring in weeks, we're talking about week 28 on. So starting at week 28, I think it would be a great idea for you to start taking raspberry leaf tea if you haven't already. So contrary to what most people believe, raspberry leaf tea doesn't necessarily make your labor faster, but what it does is that it tones your uterus. And by giving your uterus tone, you're allowing it to function more efficiently so that when labor starts, you can have nice tone to your uterus so that it functions properly. And then even once you've given birth, that the uterus will maintain its tone to help prevent heavy bleeding. Also at 28 weeks, I want you to start taking some probiotic supplement if you haven't already, or beefing up those probiotic rich foods. That would be the yogurts, the kefirs, the sauerkraut, the kimchi. There are also some really good brands that make prenatal probiotics, which again, if you hadn't already started taking them, 28 weeks is a great time to start ramping those up in food or supplements. Towards the end of your pregnancy, if you hadn't already been tested earlier on, you're going to be tested for something called Group B strep. Group B strep is an overgrowth of bad bacteria. It's like a snapshot of your gut health in the last few weeks of your pregnancy. And probiotic rich foods can kind of help keep your bacteria flora in check and reduce the chances of you having Group B strep. Group B strep doesn't have symptoms and it doesn't pose any harm to you, but if the baby is exposed, it can pose a potential harm to the baby. The way that it's treated in labor in the hospital is with IV antibiotics, which if you're not a fan of that, you might want to avoid having to take it altogether. So beef up your probiotics in the third trimester. Lastly, dates. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend starting dates with a regimen, which would be like 6 dates a day at 28 weeks. There's some studies that suggest, though, that starting at 36, 37 weeks is a great time to start taking dates 6 a day to help with oxytocin, potassium, iron. And the study suggests that it can also help you to have a shorter labor. So I would start taking dates at 36, 37 weeks. And if you don't know how to eat dates, you can soften them up by soaking them and adding them to your smoothies. You can open them up and put some nut butter or some nuts inside of them. Or again, you can make it with like avocado, apples, cucumbers, and dates. There's so many great things to do with dates. You can chop them up and put them in your salad, but do start taking dates around 37 weeks, 6 a day if you can, and hopefully you'll have a faster labor. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped. You can follow me on Instagram at The People's Midwife and online at innercirclemidwifery.com.